I absolutely agree. It's extremely important not just to save our own lives, but at the same time to help our communities deal with this deadly virus and at the same time save our economies, which are extremely important for the revival of our society after this deadly pandemic. I made a call to everyone here in Switzerland, to all of my fellow Kosovars who live in Switzerland, but also to everyone in Kosovo to please get vaccinated because that's the safest and in fact the only option right now to beat this pandemic, and we will not be able to beat it unless everyone, no matter in which country they live, are vaccinated, because as you know there's quite a lot of interconnectivity between countries, and even if there's only a small number of people that doesn't get vaccinated, the infection can get spread elsewhere. So once again, I do make a plea to everyone in Kosovo, in Switzerland and elsewhere to get vaccinated as soon as possible.
How is the situation now in Kosovo? Is it very bad?
As you know, the Delta variant is extremely more aggressive compared to the previous variant of the virus. So just like every other country in the world, we're facing quite a surge on infections. Nevertheless, the vaccination is going very well. There's a lot of interest from the people of Kosovo to get vaccinated. And of course, we will continue to need the support of our partners to get as many vaccines as possible, because the contract that we have doesn't get all the necessary shots that we need. For that reason, I call on Switzerland and all partners around the world to support Kosovo in order to have the necessary number of vaccinations so that we can finish at least 80% of the population by the end of the year.
The last question, do you feel a little bit guilty that the people returning from the holidays in Kosovo brought the virus back to Switzerland?
You're talking about the diaspora. Well, they are citizens of Switzerland, so they should have been vaccinated here. It is the responsibility of the authorities of Switzerland to make sure that they make calls and convince the people of Switzerland, no matter which nationality they are, to get vaccinated before they come to Kosovo. In fact, Kosovo had the lowest rate of infections until this August, and only this August did this surge of infections start. We have been doing everything within our capacities to get the necessary vaccines to convince the people of Kosovo. And among the people of Kosovo who live in Kosovo, we have a lot of interest to get vaccinated. So there's no rejection of the vaccine in Kosovo, except for a very small number. So that's why when I made the call, I said not just everyone in Kosovo, but also everyone in Switzerland must get vaccinated.
But why did you drop the measurements of safety in the beginning of the summer? There was no control.
We did not change anything. It did depend on every country individually on what kind of measures they want to put for our part of the region. Obviously now, because of extra measures that are undertaken after the surge of the infection, there is a little bit of a decrease, but we will need to wait for some time until we can bring back the numbers as they used to be in the first week of August, when we had a very low number of infections. We were not the only country to drop the measures. In fact, we followed many other countries in the region and beyond in Europe in dropping the measures, because the infections were in a very low number and the vaccination was going well. However, as we can see, even countries that are fully vaccinated, almost fully vaccinated, or with at least 80%, they have the same risk as we do, and they are facing with the highest number of infections that they did since the beginning of the pandemic. One such example is Israel. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't take the vaccine. Quite the opposite. We can see in Kosovo, from the cases of death, that the vast majority of them have not been vaccinated, which is why getting vaccinated equals to saving lives. This is the message we should be given, and not asking about the fault of that person or the other person, but we should all get together in sending a clear signal, a clear message to the people of Kosovo, to those who live in Switzerland, to get vaccinated as soon as possible.
Thank you very much, Madam President.